real steady. Glass break plug.
And welcome to another episode of the Ascend Room Conversation, where we deal with real stories, real transformation, and transitions, especially for women who are still becoming. Today's conversation is a powerful one that purpose does not expire. I'm honored to sit with a woman who made a bold decision to write and release her book after 60. In a season where a lot of people are thinking about slowing down, she chose to build, to create, and walk fully in what's inside of her. This conversation is not just about writing a book, it's about being obedient, her courage, and becoming all that she was meant to be, no matter the timeline. So help me welcome Dr. Vicki Harris to the Ascend Room Conversation.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here.
Thank you for being here. I really appreciate your presence. I want the audience to really know who you are. A lot of you know her, but for those who don't, share with the audience a little bit about who Dr. Vicki is.
Okay, thank you. First of all, let me say thank you to Emma for having me on your podcast. I am truly honored to be here. Like she said, I am Vicki Harris, Dr. Vicki Harris, Mama Vicki Harris, all those things. But I am a wife of 35 years and 37 years, 37. Don't tell my husband I got it wrong. And we've actually been together 45 years, so a long time. Yeah, really amazing man. And I'm very wonderfully married to him, but also have 3 adult children and 4 grandchildren who are just my heart. And so I'm very much so into family. I'm also a professional. I have been in human resources and organizational development for 35 years. So that entire time that we've been married or together, I've been in leadership. And my husband is also a leader, so not always easy, but we've made it work. And I've been in human resources, but also in DE&I, and really a champion for diversity and making sure that our people's voices are heard. I'm also an associate pastor at Lighthouse Full Life Center in Grand Rapids, yes, which I thoroughly enjoyed that role as well. And right now, I'm actually a chief people officer, and I just thoroughly am really feel good about helping other people, and that's been my life and my journey.
That is so amazing. And what I'm also amazed by, all my guests, they come here and they tell me they've been in something over 30 plus years. What did you do? Start when you was 12 or so?
Right.
I mean,
right.
Really? 50 ain't bad, y'all.
No,
50 plus.
No, it's
and
not.
60 is even better.
It's
right?
even better. It's even better.
So we're going to dive into what made you, after 60, decide you wanted to write a book. What was that moment, the shift? Give us a great picture of that.
Well, I always knew that I had a book within me, but I was busy. I was working and mom and grandparent and traveling globally, and I just didn't have the time, but I was still journaling. I was creating all of my own training, all of my training programs, and I'm very much so passionate about training the next generation of leaders. So all of that work, all of that, I just decided to put it into a book. And it was years and years, I would say a solid 10 years, that I said, okay, this is going into a book. All of the reflection notes, the different chapters came from my journaling and my training. And so finally I said, it's time. I'm like, I am over 60. If I'm not going to do it now, when? So let me go ahead and do the book.
Well, that's pretty awesome. And I love the fact how you took your time. It wasn't something that you just jumped right into.
No.
I think, and I can't say 100%, but it just appears that sometimes people jump so quickly to write a book and they haven't maybe put in the time. And I think it's like wine, right? It has to develop and be its best over time. So that's great that you took your time and you did that. And so you said about 10 years, so that would have put you about 50. Did you know before 50-ish that you wanted to write a book?
I
Or
did.
when did the idea come to you?
It came to me many years ago because actually I've been in publishing for 35 years. And so I was always around publishing, always around authors and agents. So I knew one day I would write my own book, but I was helping others promote their book and really helping other authors and relationships really be built so that they could be successful. And while I was still journaling, still keeping track of my training programs, my meditation is what I was trying to think of, my meditation moments that I would write things down. And I've just been very disciplined about doing that over 10 years. And I decided it's time. I am over 60. I was like, I need to do this now. Yeah.
Right. And that's a good point in time. So tell us, and for the audience, maybe there's some people out there that want to write a book as well. Can you give them like a process besides the journaling and gathering? What about everything else that they need to do and have in place?
I think you need to find a good publisher. And I think that's very important that you build that relationship. Over those 35 years, I have been working in the trade book area. So I knew a lot of publishers and I knew the good, bad, and the ugly. And so I knew who I didn't want to write with and then who I did want to try. And the first person that I reached out to, I had known for quite a while. And so they were right away, they were like, yes, you're finally going to do your book. And so that was major because when you get the right publisher that truly has the right heart and really want to be about your mission and your voice, they'll keep it the same. Otherwise, publishers will sometimes they'll just purchase your rights, purchase your book, purchase your voice, everything, and you don't end up with anything. And I wanted it to be me.
Yeah.
And they were really true about doing that.
So that's good to know as well. And what about like associated costs? You know, the Bible tells us to, consider the cost as we go and walk into things. Would you say it's a pretty expensive cost
I
to
think
get started?
it's expensive cost, but it depends on your publisher. Again, either those that really want to get your voice out. When I talked with my publisher and I began to tell them about what I wanted to write and all of the training and all of the materials that I sent them, they were like, you have it right here. All we need to do is put it into a good package. And so you want to make sure that you have your manuscript right and that it flows well so that when you approach a publisher, that it's something that they want to hear and they have a ear on the trends. What is it that people really are reading right now? And it's a lot of self-help and things like that. And they're like, we have enough of that. What's your voice going to be that's different? And so that's where you really want to really do a soul check to say, okay, is this really what needs to be heard in the earth now? Or is this just another book? We don't need just another book.
Exactly. It definitely has to be something that is calling for an answer to a problem.
And so that people want and need.
Exactly. Now, do you see yourself as a follow-up? And this one, if you want to show everybody, is called Built to Last. And is this like a first book? Is there a sequel or is there another book in you?
I've been asked that several times now. And right now, I don't see myself doing another book, but who knows? I may do a journal or something like that or a devotional to go along with it. Because I think that's important. That's helped me in my journey to be able to really have a good devotional time with the Lord and a good book. So that may be an accompany to that, but I don't know about a whole another book because the process is huge and it's time consuming.
Yeah.
It's time consuming. So you really have to have a block of time set out to really devote yourself mentally, but also emotional, because it takes a lot to be vulnerable and to really share your discipline, but also your failures too, and how to really work past those. And so that takes a lot of time.
Yeah. And can we be vulnerable? Tell us something that, that's in the book that's a failure that you've shared, that you were vulnerable.
I think that as an African American woman, being raised by strong African American women, I was taught to always be strong, always work hard, and it became part of who I was, but I didn't allow myself to truly live either and to just relax. And I had to learn how not to work so hard and to be so busy, but to focus on being rather than just doing. And I know that that's an American thing too, that we're so used to doing and working and getting on to the next thing, that God really had to show me how to just slow down, meditate, take your time, stop and pause. And that's hard to do. It's easier said than done, but I've learned how to do that. And I think that was the biggest thing that was kind of a turning point for me.
Would you say that's also the same as, the term that's out there, soft girl?
Soft girl.
Yeah. I find that too as something that I grew up in a home where just my mom, my dad died when I was 6. And so that's all I knew was a strong woman. Black woman. And so now I think we get that chance to reverse that and pull out that soft girl, and be vulnerable.
And be vulnerable. And it's okay.
It's okay.
But I think by the time you get 60, you're like, you don't care.
Right,
this is who I am. I don't have to put on any.
And you can take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it.
You're absolutely right. And that kind of leads me into the next question. Do you think the book itself changed you in any way?
I think the book allowed me to truly, I think it helped me to come full circle and allowed me to truly align with who God made me to be and to truly accept that. And it was okay. Because, you're trying to climb the corporate ladder. You're working. You're doing all the right things that you think you're supposed to do in life. And you find out that it's more to life than that. And so really coming into alignment with God and who he made me to be and accepting who I am was healing, and it was just freedom there. There was so much freedom there.
That's beautiful to be able to take something you created and then at the same time be in alignment, being obedient. I love it. And it's something that I would say too, that I've had that experience. I've come into, who I am, even the name change.
Right.
And so I love it. I had you on at the Sacred Reset, I think now 2 weeks ago, and you led a session, and I saw a different Dr. Vicki, and I was so happy to see that. And so it is so amazing how when you're walking in purpose, and somebody told me purpose recognizes purpose.
It does.
It does. And so I definitely recognize that. And that's so awesome. Now let's talk a little bit about, because of where we are in the season we're in, let's talk about legacy and what that means to you. What is legacy?
Legacy to me, because family is so important to me, that I leave the right legacy for my family. I've worked hard all of my life because, like we said, I was raised by a strong African-American woman who worked hard. And so I saw that as my example. And so I worked hard, and I figured that was the thing that you had to do. Not that it's wrong, but you have to have balance. And I learned balance in my life. I learned how to put things into perspective, that I don't have to try and create everything. God is the author. He is my creator. I can leave some things to him to do. And I also want to leave a legacy of wholeness for my family and my daughters, especially because so many times as African American women, we feel like we're second class, that we're not accepted, that we got to work 10 times harder, but you don't. But you really don't. Honestly, you can be whole in him, and your identity comes from him. And so I want that to be my legacy for my children and my grandchildren, as you can be whole.
And what a beautiful legacy to live. And we find this out at the age we are now. And then to be able to leave that and share that with the younger generation. And I so love the fact of where we are, and we can pour back into that younger generation. Things are just changed and shift, like we said, how things were before and how things were different now with us, that we can make those changes. And so we see it then we should
we should
make
do something.
those changes.
Yeah, right. And using our voice to do that and helping the next generation, I think, is what we are supposed to do, and not really keep our voice hidden, and just really share the hurt, share the failures, all of those things. Just be open and honest with the next generation, because that's healing for them. And the mistakes that we made, I made a lot of mistakes, but you know what? I like to share those mistakes. You know what? We got it wrong, and this is what you need to do so that you don't fall into the same pit. Now, sometimes they still gonna make their own mistakes, and that's their path. That's their path, and we got to let them do that. But at least letting our voice be heard is important.
Yeah, and this is something too that I like is the extending of grace. You know, that we've all done some things that weren't right. And
because nobody gave us a blueprint.
We did not.
No, we did not have a blueprint. So there's things as a mother that I had to go back to my kids and say, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I did that, because I didn't know any better. I did what I thought was right, but it wasn't right. And so just being big enough to do that, I think, is so important. And that's where true freedom really is.
And so one thing I want to do is extend that to, I feel like that's where God is calling us to that generation. What do you see us doing to be able to bridge that? Because there is sometimes too that division of the younger people and the older people. What do you think would be a great, and I know this was one of the questions, but now that we're being candid and we're talking about it, what do you think would, because that's on my heart.
Yeah, mine
on
too.
my heart.
Mine too. I hope that we can bridge the gap and really start building relationships with the younger generation, especially the younger women, that we can start building relationships and learning who they are, what they want to do, what are their aspirations in life, and what kind of help do they need. I'm a mentor, I'm a coach, and I love to come alongside people to help them get to their purpose. And it's like forgetting what I need to do, but really helping them to get to where they need to get to, and really helping them go deeper, and not just this shallow thing about ambition and everything, going after it. No, let's go a little deeper. It's a process.
I love that. Yeah. And you know, I didn't get a chance to, because I know there's a meaning behind this title, Built to Last.
Yes.
I mean, that to me is something that transcend to that younger generation, that you're built to last.
You're built to last. You can be.
Yes.
You can be built to last, and not letting the storms of life, the trends, the all of the things in life and culture really dictate to you. And you don't, their failure is going to happen, but you can be built to last. And it talks about a wellness approach, because later in life I found out what truly wellness was. It's so much more than just working out. Making sure that my mind is well, my emotions, my soul is well, because if my soul is not well, my body is going to feel it.
Just like when I was at the Sacred Reset, that soul is the root. The
soul is the root. It is. You got to make sure the soul is right.
You gotta
be able to deal with it.
Yes.
You sure do. And if you don't cultivate it, you don't nurture it, you don't deal with what's happening in your soul, then you begin to become sick, become ill, and different things start happening. You don't bear the fruit. No, not at all. So every chapter has like exercises at the end of it to help the reader just go a little deeper, because we read and then we run off and do something else. But let's stop and go a little deeper and really get to the root of things.
I love it. Well, we want to definitely promote this. So if you want to let everybody know how they can get this, it's probably on Amazon.
It's on Amazon, and I do have my own website also. Thank you. And it is drvickyharris.store. And so you can certainly check out the book. And if you can't find it on the website, you can find it on Amazon.
Well, I like to, I know Dr. Vicki now, I don't know how many years, but it's
long time.
Close to 15 or 20 so years, because we met at Revolution. Culture Movement, go.
We sure did. Yes, Culture Movement. We are revolution everywhere.
Yes. But I want to just talk some girl talks with you. Like, you're so beautiful. Your skin is just glowing.
Thank you.
Give us some tips. I'm all for the tips.
Well, you know what? My mom really started me at a young age with Mary Kay.
Okay.
I was like teenage, and she started with skincare, and she started with that being the most important thing, that you take care of your skin at an early age daily. And so I've always done that. And then at night, making sure that you do the right things for your skin. And God has just blessed me to have.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Which brings me to travel. You did a lot of traveling with your former employer, where you gathered a lot of the information for this book. Tell us about that, and what are some of your favorite spots?
Yes, I love the global work, and I love the traveling. I'm really so honored and humbled that the Lord gave me an opportunity to travel to 62 different countries, and which I love a lot of them. But I love Asian food, and so Singapore is definitely one of my favorite places to go to for many reasons. Not just the food, but the food is wonderful, but the environment is so calm, it's peaceful. I can walk outside at 12 midnight and go to the store, walk around, and you're safe. Wow. There's zero crime, and there is zero unemployment. Everybody works, whether you're working in cleaning up the community or in the senior citizen homes, wherever, everybody works. And also they take care of their elderly. So there is no Social Security. There is no Medicaid and Medicare and DHS and all that. They take care of their own. And I just love that culture.
Wow.
Yeah.
Zero crime. That is
zero
amazing.
crime. Zero crime.
Wow.
Zero crime. And their children are so mannerable.
Would you happen to know the life expectancy of
that? Is, I think it's like 95.
It's and you're taking care of your family.
Yes. They take care of their elderly.
I love it.
Sure do.
So the final thing is, how do you spend time just enjoying just that self-care?
Oh, self-care is so important. I have become to really love the whole topic of self-care, because I don't think we do that enough. I believe self-care is definitely important for your family. It's important for your own lifestyle, your relationships. Self-care, because our families need us and people need us. And so self-care for me is just taking time for me. It's like on a weekly basis. Well, no, I'll go back. Not even weekly, daily. I have in my schedule my Q2 time.
Nice.
That is my time that I can go and really regroup and get back in touch with myself, and also spend time with the Lord. I have to be able to do that because I make major decisions, and I need Him to be able to do that. So that's a part of self-care too, that meditation, prayer, but also I'm a girl. I like to get my nails, feet, hair, everything done.
And so we see. That's
a part of self-care too.
I love it. Well, it's been a pleasure talking with you and sharing with our audience your book. And, we just pray just multiple blessings.
Thank you.
Just fall down.
Thank you. It's been a blessing to be here.
Yes.
Thank you.
So thank you all for being a part of this episode, the Sin Room Conversation, where we're doing it all. 50 plus is that deal. Thank you, Dr. Vicki, for being here. It has been a pleasure having you on the show as one of the guests for the first inaugural season of the Ascend Room Conversation. Thank you all for joining us for this episode, the Ascend Room Conversations.
Keep it steady. Real steady.